level. Hi everyone, I'm over here at main stage. And that was our killer whale family showing off their size, speed, power, and problem-solving abilities. These behaviors keep our whales both active and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired generations to care about a natural world. We're excited to share their story with you today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's food web. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high-flying and powerful.
We're going to see all of that today and more. These and other behaviors provide an environment full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, and years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Throughout today's experience, you'll see the killer whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors help to strengthen their social bonds and allow them to problem solve as a group. This is just one of the many reasons why they are known as the ocean's top predator. Their scientific name is Orca. Their common name is killer whale, and our whales have their own personal names. We have our two females, Takara, who is 34 years old, Sakari, who is 15 years old. Joining us out front here are our two males, Tuar at 26 years old and Cassidy at 33 years old. Takara is the matriarch of this pod, which means she's the leader. These whales trust us. They take an active role in their own health and well-being. Through the use of positive reinforcement training techniques, we teach them husbandry, or healthcare behaviors. Joining us at the slideouts now are trainers Jakob and Tatiana to help demonstrate some of these behaviors. One of the first behaviors that we teach our whales is what we call the fluke present, in which the whales present their tail flukes to the trainers. From this position, not only do we get a good view of the whale's entire body, but we also have access to the easy-to-see shallow veins on the white undersides of their tail flukes. Our veterinarians can collect a blood sample from these veins at least once a month, and the whales are conditioned to remain calm throughout the entire procedure. Throughout today's presentation, you may see the trainers giving the whales back rubs, belly rubs, or even a good tail massage. The whales have very sensitive skin, and this is just one of the many ways that we can build our relationships with them. Another important diagnostic tool we use to ensure the health of our whales is how much each whale weighs. To weigh them, we'll simply ask them to slide their entire body up and onto a killer whale size scale located in one of our adjacent backwards, kind of like how Yuki is demonstrating now. But when he is in this position, you may notice that a portion of his body, from his dorsal fin all the way down to his tail flukes, is still in the water. This part of the body is called the peduncle. It has many large, powerful muscles that can weigh over several hundred pounds. So, to get an accurate weight on these whales, we'll simply ask them to lift their head and tail up and out of the water. And that is how we know that as of this week, Kaiki here is weighing in at over 9,700 pounds. It's important to weigh all of our whales to ensure that our younger whales are growing appropriately, and that our more mature whales, like Kaiki here, are maintaining a healthy weight. All of these and other husbandry behaviors help to ensure that our whales are healthy and thriving.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt, and for the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales, and for us.
Observational learning and mimicry play a vital role in the life of a young killer whale. From the moment they're born, they learn important life skills by watching their mothers and other members of the pod. Here at SeaWorld, they'll watch us. But today, these whales are going to watch all of you here. So, with all of your help, I'm going to have you put one hand high in the air, give these whales a big wave hello. Awesome job, everyone. killer whales have amazing eyesight both above and below the surface of the water. We'll sometimes see our whales spy hop, or doing a behavior known as a sliding bow, to get a good view of their surroundings above the water. Tuar is taking off to the bottom of this 40-foot deep habitat to show off that sliding bow here in the center. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tuar. Now we are going to talk a little bit about how killer whales communicate. They communicate in a variety of ways. Producing vocalizations is just one of those ways. And with all of your help, once again, we are going to ask these whales for one of those vocalizations. This time, put 2 pointer fingers out in front of your body and wave them back and forth like you're conducting an orchestra. Awesome job, everyone! Did you know scientists believe that when a killer whale leaps out of the water, it may be a way of making their presence known? You see, sound waves travel 4.5 times faster through the water than they do through the air. So when a killer whale does leap out of the water, they come crashing back down to the surface. That's called a breach. And the sound it makes can be heard for miles. Let's give these whales and all of you a big round of applause. As you can see, killer whales can communicate by leaping out of the water and making a huge splash. SeaWorld's research and observation of the killer whales in our care has shed light on the many mysteries surrounding these amazing animals. For example, we know the gestation period of a pregnant killer whale is 17 months. That's information that would be impossible to obtain in the wild. However, some information can only be gained from field observation. That's why SeaWorld has worked with our conservation partners from around the world over the last 60 years to help further our knowledge. Killer whales are remarkable, powerful animals, and perhaps the best expression of that power is when they hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal could be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will beach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from ice cliffs. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tailfins.
In the ocean, killer whales create waves to hunt. They use fluke swipes to stun their prey, and they can even beach themselves up and out of the water. For these whales, it's a fun demonstration, but for you, it's time to get wet! Unfortunately, things like overfishing and pollution pose a serious threat to many populations of killer whales.
Killer whales are impressive animals. It's pretty obvious why they're the top predator in the ocean. That means killer whales are invincible, right? Wrong.
Killer whales depend on a plentiful food source and a clean environment. They're completely dominant, yet completely dependent.
When it comes down to it, killer whales are not the most powerful animal in the ocean.
Their future depends on you.
Through your actions.
Through the choices we all make.
We hold the future of killer whales and the oceans in our hands.
Killer whales continue to surprise and amaze us. They're the perfect ambassadors of the ocean, limitless, connected, powerful, but still vulnerable.
The challenges that we face can seem insurmountable. Don't give up. Be inspired.
The ocean needs our help, and that seems overwhelming. But together, we can make it happen.
There's so much to learn.
So much to protect.
So much to explore.
The killer whale story is still being written, and there are simple things we all can do to make a difference.
All it takes is one. One choice.
One positive act. One ripple that can grow and grow.
And change the world.
Together, we've got this.